Hello friends, today we're going to look at a question which you're likely to meet in geometry and linear algebra. So the question reads, a point N divides a straight line A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2 internally. So you must underline the word internal in the ratio S to R. Then you're told find the coordinates of N. So when you're given such a question, the first thing I want you to understand is you've been given the coordinates of the straight line. So the straight line is having coordinates x1, y1 at point A, and then x2, y2 at point B. So how do you solve that? You start by first drawing the straight line. And when you're drawing the straight line, this is the hint. You're going to use a triangular method to solve this question. So you must ensure that you draw the line such that it looks like the perpendicular of, looks like what's known as the hypotenuse of a triangle. So how are you going to solve this one? After drawing the line, you mark the points A, you're going to have point x1, y1, and then point B, you're going to have x2, y2. But we say that this line AB, a straight line AB, is divided internally in the ratio of S to R at a point N. So we say let this point be point N, and then point N we can give it the coordinates of x, y, without the subscripts. You can see this one is having the subscript 1, 1, this one is having the subscript 2, 2. So here we're just going to give the point N, x, y. Then after that, we will now say we have the point A, which we've been given, B, and the point N. Now the next question is, how do we find the coordinates of point N, x, and y? How are we going to find those coordinates? So we've been told that here, the ratio is S to R. S to R. So we will first start by drawing triangles. So our first triangle will be this one. And then the second triangle will be this triangle. So we can call this one, just give it a name. For example, here you can call Q. Here we can call even something like K. So we have the triangle AQN and triangle NKB. So how do we get the point N, the coordinates? Let me take you back to the work we did in Form 2 in high school. So we applied to answer the question in the university level. So this triangle, the length from here up to here, if you divide with the length from N up to K, that is going to give us what's known as the ratio. And this ratio can be what's known as the linear scale factor. And so if you use what is known as the x-axis, this is the length of AQ divided by NK, then it should be the same as QN divided by KB. So where you start with is if you start with AQ divided by NK, the same as you're going to also start with QN divided by KB. So this is what you will say: AQ divided by this AQ divided by NK. NK is going to give you what's known as a linear scale factor, and it is in the ratio form. So that's the same as S over R. That's how you start. But now what is AQ? This is the distance from A, AQ. How will you get this distance? If you look at this X at this point, if you have to draw a Cartesian plane, then you realize that X, it's on the far right. So this X value is bigger than this X1. So we can say that AQ is going to be X minus X1. X minus X1 here. That's going to give you AQ. And then NK, that is from here up to here, we will now have here the value of X here is X2. This is the value of X. It's now X2. So X2 minus X1 will give you the length NK. So you say that NK will now become x2 minus x. Now these two values should be equal to the ratio which we've been given. So you say that AQ divided by NK should be equal to S over R, but AQ is equal to X minus X1, and then NK is equal to X2 minus X. This should be equal to S over R. This is what we have. And we are looking for the value of X. This is the value we are looking for, X. So how are you going to get that? You cross multiply. You'll have R into X minus X1 to be equal to S into X2 minus X. So you end up opening the brackets and you have Rx minus Rx1 is equal to Sx2 minus Sx. So these are minus sign. So Rx and Sx, you see Xx are common. So you bring them together. You'll have Rx, then this one comes this other side, will be plus Sx, you will later this other side, should be equal to Sx2 plus Rx1. Then you say, we'll have now Rx plus Sx to be equal to Sx2 plus Rx1. And if you look at here, x and x, the common, so you can factorize out x and say x is going to be R plus S is equals to Sx2 plus Rx1. So what's the coordinate of n? X. So you divide both sides by R plus S, divide by R plus S, and x will be equal to Sx2 plus Rx1 over R plus S. And that's how we get the first coordinate of n. Remember, we were not given the values, we were only given the letters to represent the values. So the first coordinate of this point nx is going to be given using the formula Sx2 is here, Rx1 x1 is here, over R plus S. This is the ratio we were given, that is R, S and R. So that's how we do it. So the next point is going to be how to calculate the coordinate, the next coordinate, which is now y coordinate. Let's look at how you're getting the y coordinate.